Hi, Jenny here. Today is December 7th and it is 2 years since my surgery and that I am an ED, no evidence of disease. Woo! So exciting, so happy, so grateful. It is, has been another year. It's been still been a challenge. I am still healing. The body is amazing and can do miraculous things, but also I've put in the work. But yeah, and I'm still healing. There are still things going on, so pretty amazing. I figured I would just kind of give an update on kind of where things have been, where I started at the beginning of the year, and again where I am right now. So kind of have a little bit of notes. Hopefully I can read them, otherwise I got my glasses. As I've done before, we'll kind of go top to bottom. So we're starting off this year. It ended up that I think for my hair, I didn't put this down, but I think my hair is actually finally growing. At the beginning of the year, I suppose to put it that way. We started the year, my hair was still, as it was growing out, it was still kind of more frizzy. I still had a lot of scraggly ends. Now granted, I've got gray hair growing in, so that's part of that process. But I think it was a lot of new hairs growing because again, my hair had thinned through the whole chemo process and all that. So I think again, as the hair is growing, that's gotten better. My thumb, oh, I start with my thumb instead of going top down, but my right thumb has been triggered. That's gotten a little better. It's not as bad. I can move it now easily. There are times, sometimes when I wake up in the morning and all that too, it's a little bit more stiff. It's just been my right thumb. It's always been my right thumb. That kind of happened, I think, around the same time as even like my frozen shoulder stuff started happening. This happened, and like I said, it's gotten a little better. In the beginning of the year, it was more stiff. It was very hard to be able to bend my thumb. Sometimes I had to like move it myself to try to work it, exercise it, make sure that it was going to move. That's the thumb. The shoulders were still in pain in the beginning of the year. As far as moving, doing things, getting on my coat, sometimes a little bit more difficult. Reaching in the cabinet, mainly is my main thing. Reaching up for my saran wrap or whatever, I could feel the tightness in the shoulder. That was still kind of hurting. So there was still a little bit of the pain as far as moving, doing all that. I could go so high, and that was about it. What else? The abdomen was still very sensitive. Still, as far as trying to wear my pants on my waistline, it would get very irritated because it's still on. And mostly the abdominal scar. So being on that, I still feel pain. I still feel kind of get to the point of kind of feeling nauseous or just a stomach ache and all that. Was like that. All right, and I would move my waistline down below my stoma, and then I'd be fine. It's like it's down below there, not hitting anything. That was good. Still, where they cut the muscle up here, that was very sensitive. The whole abdomen area was still a little sensitive. Sleeping at nighttime, when I wake up in the middle of the night and I roll over, I just get a flash of pain through the whole abdomen, which would last a good 15-20 seconds, and then it would go away. But it was enough that I noticed it. I'd roll over and it would be like pain. I'm like, oh, okay. And it wasn't that anything was touching it. It wasn't anything, I don't know. It was just a matter of my rolling over. And then doing dishes. Sometimes doing dishes and putting pressure, washing a pan, and just putting the pressure on the pan. I would have my stomach flip, kind of like when you go over a bump in the road, a roller coaster type thing. It was just at some points when I was doing something like doing the edges of the pan, the stomach would kind of flip. And then it'd be okay. I don't know if that's part of, like I said, I don't know, the mind things, what the body remembers, the cell memory. There was one time that I was washing a pan, and as I was doing the edge, my finger slipped off the washcloth, and I rubbed on the edge of the pan, and I cut my finger a little bit. Why? I don't know. The pan shouldn't have been that sharp, but it happened. And so I think sometimes when I'm doing the dishes, and I kind of also have that thought of, oh, I could be cut, and I think the abdomen goes, oh, cut, we know what that's like. That's painful. Ow! And it gives me like shooting pain. And again, that's also short-lived. It's kind of like a trigger pin. It's like, oh, pain but release. It's just enough that, okay, pain, you notice it. It's like, oh, okay, and then it goes away. So I'd had that going on. My butt area from having been sewn shut, the whole proctocolectomy, still very moist, still sensitive and tender as far as sitting on the floor, trying to do like yoga or anything. Sitting is kind of painful. Once I get into it, it's better, like after I sit there for a while, and then if I do like put my legs up in front of me, or I kind of bend and do some stretches and that kind of thing, after I've been sitting for a while, it gets better, then it's not as painful, but it's still noticeable enough. It still feels like I've got, you know, like a little washcloth in there or something, like I'm sitting on something. If I did a lot of squats, I would usually end up having a little bit of bleeding in that area. Still going to the bathroom every time, like I pretty much would empty my bag. I don't know if I've mentioned before or not, but anyway, I empty my bag, I kind of scooch myself to the side of the toilet seat, and as I empty, so I think part of my butt might be on the toilet seat, so then after I'm all done and I stand, there's wetness on the toilet seat. So pretty much every time I go to the bathroom, I'm wiping my butt. So much for saving toilet paper. Not having that area to wipe. Oh, I'd probably use that same amount of toilet paper cleaning out my bag and everything and all that anyway, but I'm still using extra because I still wipe my butt every time I go to the bathroom. And you know, again, before this, you'd only wipe your butt when you would poop. Well, I wipe my butt every time I pee because it's wet. And if I know I'm going to like walk, or if I walk for a longer period of time, even sometimes around my neighborhood, 15 minutes, sometimes the butt will be so wet like it'll chafe. So it's almost like a diaper rash type thing. I don't think about that. I think about, you know, back to babies, of how that is for them, that, you know, you got the pea soaked diaper sitting there or whatever, and it gets wet and chafed, and you put the diaper cream on there. So for me, I put the cream on my butt, then that helps. That's better. I don't do it every day. I only do it when I know I'm going to be doing something, you know, like if I'm going to be walking a lot, or if I know I'm going to be doing heavy sweating or something like that. So at least there's kind of a solution. But again, beginning of the year more so, that was happening. Neuropathy, my hands were better. Even in the beginning of the year, my hands have been fine now for a long time. The feet, my right foot was, I still had it in the ball of the foot and out the toes, and the left foot was still the whole left foot and up the shin a little bit. What exercising, it was going okay. I was doing my exercise videos, trying to exercise every day, pretty much Monday through Friday. The weekends were always busy doing other things. I would use 1 pound weights for doing anything having to do with shoulder type work. So anything over the head, doing lifts, all that. I would use actually they're 2 pound weights. 5 pound weights I could still do. I can do bicep curls, I can do tricep curls, and all that. But getting there. By the middle of the year, I think I could start jumping. So at the beginning of the year, I wasn't jumping, doing that type of stuff at all. Hot flashes were still happening on and off all the day through. So, and that happened for months. And then my stamina, it was getting better. I could walk the neighborhood, I could do a couple laps, I could stand in the kitchen and cook on Saturdays. So that's baseline, that's where I started. So go to now. I think I noticed a big difference, it seems, as I'm looking back at my notes. I have still a notebook that I write my daily stuff in. So my daily, what I've been eating, what I've been drinking, my exercising, and also again, and if I'm having, like, you know, if I have some blood in my pad or whatever from my butt, that I write that down. And then think about, okay, what did I do? So with all my notes, and then at the beginning of every month, I kind of put a little synopsis at the top of, okay, this is where I'm at. And I go again, like what I just did. So it seemed like in October, there kind of became a big difference of noticing things that have gotten different. So as far as my hair, that I've just noticed like within the last month. So we're at, like I said, December 7th. So within like November-ish, end of November to now, that I've noticed that my hair is more straight. I'm still gonna have a few scraggly ends, but it's not like it was where I was like a whole fuzzy head of scraggles. I was like, but the hair is more straight now, so that's nice. Again, like I said, don't know. Could be to get with growing out, could be a different shampoo I'm using. But again, I think it's more that the hair is growing out more, it's growing longer. And so there's that what made that difference. Shoulders are much better now. I can reach up into the cabinet. Once in a while I get a little bit stiff. If I'm reaching up there, I can feel it a little bit. Exercising, depending on the moves. Again, if I'm raising my arms and doing whatever, doing my weight works, there are sometimes I can feel a little hitch in more so the left shoulder. I feel like a little bit, but then if I just kind of like readjust myself, move my shoulders, or I move the angle just a tad of what I'm doing, it's better. I can feel that, but the shoulders are now good to the point of I can do push-ups now. So was worried about that. I think I tried in like July or August. I was like, well, can I do a push-up? Is that going to hurt the shoulders too much? Is it still too painful? And I was able to do a few, but then I kind of let it go. I think I was just feeling the normal muscle soreness, but by October, I started doing push-ups every day. I think I was thinking too, and I'm like, all those, every month do a little challenge for yourself. Like do so many squats or do so many sit-ups or do so many. So I thought, oh, let's do push-ups. I did most of the month. So I think I got up to 20, I think I was doing 20 little girly push-ups and not all the way down. I'd go like halfway down, but I was getting further down towards the end there. No, I haven't done them in a while again, also because of, I think I did them through November. But with I had my port removed and I can't like exercise for the week and stuff, so been laying low with that. In any case, oh yeah, the thumb is still triggered. Like I said, it's better now though. It's easier to move. Like I said, some days, especially in the summer when it's warmer out and everything, sometimes I don't notice it as much. There's like a little hitch in there, but I can still move it. Whereas I don't have to like concentrate and move it, or sometimes it really gets stuck, like I said, and I have to move it by hand. So it's getting better, slowly. So the abdomen is much better. I can wear my waistline across, above my bag for more hours these days. I've been to several gatherings and things like that. If we go out shopping and stuff like that, I will bring the waistline up, and that's fine. And there are times if I'm standing and doing stuff and moving around, almost sometimes I don't notice it. So again, that's good. I can do it longer. Sometimes when I'm sitting or if I'm at a certain angle, or again, whatever, how I'm moving, again, if it's moving across the stomach or what, then if I feel it, then it's just like, yeah, and then I move it back down. But that's finally getting better. Again, it's just like, to the point of, really, is this going to heal? Is it? Still a little sensitive to the touch. Again, depending on either the day or what I'm doing. Again, after, I think again too, after exercising for a while and stuff, it's a little bit better. But sometimes either in the morning or more at nighttime, I still feel pain or whatever, I'm touching it for whatever reason. Again, having the bag on me, if I'm leaning up against a counter, whenever I'm usually turning to the side and then it's kind of more out of the way. But if I'm either going straight ahead or a little bit up higher, if I'm carrying something, carrying the laundry basket, I can still feel it more so, like again where they cut the muscle. So more on this left hand side, right under the rib cage. I feel it there, and then kind of to the left of the belly button. Still more so sore there. I haven't been doing any massaging. I really didn't do that at all this year. I kept thinking about it on and off, going, again, I should do that, because that's kind of what they told me back in the beginning when they first took the staples out, of massage the area to let the body know that, hey, yeah, it's okay. I'm touching you. It's okay. Nothing's bad. No bad is happening. There isn't any cutting. You're okay. You're fine. It's going to be okay. So on and off, I'll do something. I have some castor oil. I have done that at nighttime, where I've rubbed some of that in, so again, it'll soak all night, and I don't mind if my pajamas get a little oil on them and stuff like that. So I have done that. Maybe again, I should try to do that some more, make it more of a, my daily thing, but it's getting better. It's good. So that's good. The butt area is better, but it's still the same. It's still wet. It's still wet every day. I still wipe it every day. 2 years later. It doesn't hurt as much. I will still have a spot of blood every once in a while, depending on what I'm doing. again, because I have been exercising more and working all the muscles, and again, it's a muscle that they sewed me shut with, that as I'm working it out more, it's I don't know, become more healed, more better, more used to what's going on. But I still will have an area, and it's more of where it's kind of connected up front, kind of connected to the vaginal area. That's the area more so where I get the chafing. But the whole butt still is wet. Again, if I use cream, I didn't bring that down. The cream, this was what was recommended when I did the radiology. It's the Remedy Prevent Silicone Cream. They've redone their packaging. I think the formula is still kind of the same. They said it is. It does work the same. I was worried that it wasn't going to work because my other cream really worked well. But again, if I know I am going to be doing a lot of walking, doing a lot of heavy exercising, I make sure that I put this on. So, like, Cassie and I went to Lollapalooza, and so I knew we were going to be doing miles of walking every day. I put that on every morning, and it was great. It didn't fail me. I was fine. I didn't know if I was going to have to reapply during the day, but I was actually good throughout the whole day. And it was warm. There were times that we were sweating and all that stuff, but I was good. The butt did not chafe. I've to the point of being able to walk longer distances. So same stamina-wise. I'm kind of skip ahead here a little bit. Stamina-wise, same. I can walk miles now. I've walked up to 4 or 5 miles, walking around, my neighborhood area, the whole big area, walking to the store and back, just to get out there and walk, keep myself going. I'll put that on. We helped my sister-in-law move, and so that was a lot of up and down the stairs and sweating and hot and a lot of movement. So I put the cream on, and again, that helped me make it through the day. So good to know again that I've got a solution that I know I can use. So again, if I can think ahead, if I know what I'm going to be up to, and I have that helps. Same with exercising. With again, if I'm doing a lot of squats, a lot of leg work, sometimes afterwards I'll feel a little sore and chafed and whatever and stuff, and then I can put the cream on, and then I'm good for the rest of the day. But there's that. Yeah, with the exercising, like I said, I can do the multiple push-ups. I've got up to like the 20 push-ups. I can run, I can jog. There are times I'll run back and forth through the house. You're supposed to like walk in place for some, or if you want to go faster, you can kind of, go faster with your feet. Or there are times it's kind of like, you have that 30 seconds in between of a movement, and I have run back and forth through the house and all that. So I can do that. I can do jumping jacks. I've done up to like 50 jumping jacks, a lot more. So I can do that. So the body's able to handle it. It's not like the abdomen isn't in pain. Like I said, the butt may be sore throughout or whatever, but I'll take care of that. But stamina-wise, body-wise, I'm able to do those movements. So that's good. Also exercising with I have 5-pound weights. I do have 8-pound weights. At this point in time, I can move up to my 8-pounders. I just have to dust them off and bring them out. But the 5 pounds are almost getting too light for certain moves, so that's good. And I've been using the 5 pounds to even do the shoulder stuff, to do the front raises, to do the overhead presses. I'm able to do the 5 pounds. I don't need the 2 pounds. I'll still maybe have them nearby just in case, depending on what the move is or how I'm feeling that day. If I am a little bit more tired, I'll use the other weights, but for the most part, I'm using my 5-pounders, doing that. So that's exciting for me, that it's, even not just body weight, I'm being able to add a little bit more. Yeah, I can do most moves that I could before. Still a little hard sometimes getting on and off the floor, again, with the butt still hurting with sitting. There are some some videos that I watch, and it's like, okay, go on the floor, and then we're doing some sit-ups and doing some chest presses. Whatever. Oh, now stand back up, and now we're going to do some leg raises, and we're going to do whatever. And I'm like, okay, hold on. So again, sometimes I've got that, 15 seconds between moves or whatever. It takes me that long, even 30 seconds, sometimes, whatever, for me to, okay, roll over and get standing back up. But I can do it. So there are times as I'm going through and I'm like, oh, jeepers creepers, man, I used to be able to do this so easily, or whatever. And then it's like, but you know what? You're doing it. You're still trying, you're still doing the moves. Even with some of them, if I modify and do them a little bit less, it's like you're still doing it and you're getting there. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get. So I remind myself of that stuff. Again, I'm saying, you know, look how far I've come. Look at where I started. Look at, you know, you couldn't lift 5 pounds before doing whatever. You couldn't move your arms certain ways, and now you can. So, like I said, it's pretty amazing. We're getting there. The neuropathy with the feet, the right foot is pretty much almost healed. Again, when it's cold, if I'm walking around, like now it's winter, if I'm walking around barefoot, I feel it maybe a little bit in the toes, but otherwise for the most part, I don't feel anything in the right foot. Left foot, again, we're almost still maybe the ball of the foot and the toes, like the pad of the toes, because the inside of the toes almost feel okay for me. The pads of the toes a little bit, and maybe the ball, like the ball of the foot, and more so again walking barefoot. When I have my shoes on and stuff like that, I've been feeling fine. So, yay for that. I know that was a big thing when I was first getting the neuropathy, and things that I was seeing online of people saying, yeah, I'm 4 years out and I still have neuropathy. And whether people can still have it, or even longer than that, or whatever. And it's like, oof, okay, this may be a lifelong thing. But for me, it wasn't. So again, yay. Whether it is the things that I've done, I'm sure that didn't hurt. But with my taking my vitamins, taking my zinc and the B12 and magnesium, stuff like that. Like I said, the zinc is for the myelin sheath and helping that, protect that and make that all better and stuff. And the other vitamins, again, also helping with all those cells doing what they need to do. So I'm grateful for that. That's all been good. Hot flashes, they're pretty much gone for the daytime. I don't know as though it's for the winter, but I don't think so, because I think last winter I was having them. In fact, look at my notes, January, February, I was still having hot flashes on and off all day. Still be pulling up my pant legs, pulling up my shirt, and I haven't had to do that for the last, again, month or two, maybe by the end of October, November. That has gotten better. And yeah, I kind of, again, was like consciously aware of like the last week or so that I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not having hot flashes. I'm not having to pull up my pant legs or pull up my sleeves for, you know, for that. Sometimes at nighttime, as I wake up in the middle of the night again and roll over, which I do several times, same, I might be feeling a little bit warm. So then it's like, oh, covers off for a little bit, look for the cool spot in the bed with my leg. And that'll last a couple minutes. And then again, it's like, okay, covers back on, and then I'm good. Until I wake up again. But during the daytime when I've been up, I have not been having the hot flashes. So again, whether again that was all part of, you know, I'm sure a combination of the chemo, of menopause, of all that stuff, but that's been done. The stamina, like I said, yep, I've been able to walk for miles. That's good. I can stand in the kitchen. I can do any activities. I'm not afraid to really do anything at this point. I'm not like, oh, can't go hiking, can't go, you know, like we did Wayne's work picnic, which was I think the end of August. And I said, let's go for a little hike. Let's go for a walk. Let's try it. Well, it ended up being a longer walk than we expected. We thought we were going to cut back early where we were going, and it ended up taking us a different way. The path did. So that was a really long walk, but I could do it. Stamina-wise, it was fine. The butt had started chafing because I don't think I may have brought my cream, didn't know if I was going to need it. Thought maybe I should have put it on before, and then we didn't know it was going to be that long of a walk. But stamina-wise, I was fine. So again, one more step back to normal. Other thing being that in my port, like I said, the port was removed. So I still just have the tape on there because I'm at the 1 week mark today. So they are starting to come off. The tape it says it's by the week, it should be mostly healed. By 2 weeks for sure, you should be healed. So I thought, all right, I'll give this up to the next week for the tape to come off, and then I will take them off if they haven't fallen off by next week. But otherwise, that's feeling good. I feel maybe a tiny little bit of a pinch here and there. It's almost like I still feel the port, because like I said, it was just a tiny bit of pain that you knew it was there. And so that's what I have here, but once in a while I don't feel pain also. So I'm at that point, again, hopefully it's healing a little bit more. And as time goes on, I'm sure I'll get to the point of, again, I won't feel anything. And that'll be gone. I'll still just have another, what do you call them? It'll be a scar, but it'll be, you know, a warrior scar, another mark of, woo, look what I've been through. I've made it. Stoma wise, the stoma is great. It's fantastic. It's working well. I've not had any skin irritation. The bags that I have are still working well with my body. Body's working well with the bags. That's been good. I have had several blockages. I think again that's due to, I do have that one stricture area, which I keep thinking also maybe hopefully will heal. I keep sending some, you know, healing light down that way, that the intestines will just heal up. So somewhere in the small intestine there's just that little bit of a stricture. So I am still again aware of the food that I'm eating, the quantity of food, because again for me it seems like I can pretty much eat anything. It's just a matter of quantity. So like my daughter likes getting the Qdoba bowls, poke bowls, fresh fin type things, which will come with like rice. And let's see, the last one I had was, it was rice and black beans and corn and peppers and onion. I think and guacamole. I ate half. I was like, I just make sure that, again, you know, it seems like quantity wise, even if I may be still hungry or whatever, I'm like, okay, all those ingredients, we'll eat half. And let it go. If by chance I'm eating something and I think, oh, I may have had a little too much, I make sure that I drink like a small Sprite. I'll drink some carbonation because that helps move it through. Make sure I'm drinking a lot of water to get through, you know, my good 24 ounces-ish or so or more a day. Because usually I have like a cup of tea or something in the morning and I'll go through a whole like 16 ounces of water, and sometimes more if I have other stuff to drink. But making sure that I do that. As far as the blockages, again, usually I can tell if I'm getting a little bit of a stomach ache, same. Then it's like, oh, make sure I get a Sprite in if I am feeling that. Make sure if the stomach ache continues, I hit my magnesium citrate. So they have not been that bad. They're still bad enough that you know that it's like, oh, I don't want to go through that again. So I've been doing, you know, hopefully doing well with that. Again, I pay attention. So as far as that goes, that's still, yeah, that's all good. So it's mainly the abdominal scar and the butt stuff. So it's still healing, still working on that. So like I said, yeah, the body is healing, the body is doing its job, but I am also helping it along. I'm doing what I can. I am doing my walking. I am moving to also keep any other strictures from forming, because you can get scar adhesion and all that stuff, you know, through where the scar is and on the internal of the abdomen, because they were in there goofing around, moving stuff around, taking stuff out. And so because of that, stuff can form. So again, to try to keep moving, keep everything going, like I said, so it's not going to have any more adhesions in there. So I think with that, I've done a good job with doing all my walking and, you know, pushing myself, go a little bit further. Like I said, when I knew I was going to be going to Lollapalooza and I knew that was going to be a lot of walking, I started building up to that. I started walking further as opposed to just the little loop in the neighborhood. I started walking like to the corner and back. I started getting more steps in, doing more. I had it too where I was walking in the heat, the beginning of the summer and all that. I was having a little bit more, I'm more sensitive to the heat. Towards the end of the summer, I was good. The last couple months as I was out there with walking and stuff, I was better. But in the beginning, I was a little bit more dizzy and things like that. So I paid attention to that was something different than what I'd ever had before. But again, by now, I'm fine. I'm feeling pretty good. And like I said, you know, exercising and thinking, well, I can't do something, and I used to be able to do well, but I still can do a lot. I'm grateful all the time. I'm grateful when I'm taking my walks. I'll look at how far I can walk now. I used to be able to only do a couple laps here in the house of walking. You know, again, first out of surgery, and it was the same. You wanted to keep walking. I wanted to keep moving, keep everything, again, keep systems moving. All systems go. And I would walk, you know, 5-10 laps in the house and get dizzy and then go sit down. But to the point of, yeah, okay, be able to walk the neighborhood again, be able to get to walk around my whole lake again, like I used to way back in my 20s. And, it's fabulous, fabulous. So grateful. Even on these colder days, again, it still takes me back. And maybe, you know, around this anniversary time, it hits me more than throughout the rest of the year. But knowing it's like, oh my gosh, 2 years ago today. New lease on life. Okay, camera stopped. So yes, yeah, 2 years ago having that surgery, like I said, gave me a second chance at life. So I'm taking it. I am very super grateful for it. I am more aware of others per se, aware of it. Everybody goes through a challenge. Having gone through this and knowing again the pains and aches and things and how people talk about the invisible illnesses out there, the Crohn's, the IBD, fibromyalgia, having a bag, whether it's due to Crohn's or due to cancer, I'm going through cancer. It doesn't look like it from the outside sometimes. Sometimes when you get to that point where you lose so much weight like I had, it was like, oof. But yeah, when you're looking healthy and yet people are still going through stuff. I'm still having pains. I'm still having days where it's just like, again, as everybody does, no matter what you're going through in life. You have your ups and your downs and your sad days and your happy days. Editing Jen here. I just realized that I forgot when I was talking about how one of the differences that all this has made in my life as far as realizing that everybody is going through something. And I guess for me then, that part of what I try to do is help make people smile, help make them feel good. So I make a conscious effort of telling people that if they look good, if I like their hair, if I think they're wearing something pretty, that I let them know. Of which my family has now come to grips with, that this is mom, this is what she's gonna do. So just know. So they're okay with that. That's funny though. But that and bringing treats. So when I go to the doctor's offices or I go to appointments and stuff like that, I try to maybe grab a bag of little candy bars or something on my way and drop off that so that they have a little treat for their day. I always figure, the little ones are a little bite size. They can just get a little endorphin hit and it's easier to, it's chew, to swallow, to get down, to eat. So before they need to go to their next patient or whatever, that they can get a little something. So that's me, trying to spread kindness. So again, if you are going through this journey, I hope that some of these videos can help you. It's part of why I'm putting my journey out there. I know I have found much help in other videos, and so I hope that this will help you guys get through it. Know that it's all going to be okay, that you can keep going on. You may have to push yourself a little, you may have to work out a little bit, but the body is good. It will regenerate, it will heal. Find some support groups. I have a couple of the, through Facebook, it's where I have my support groups. There's a couple of the colon cancer type groups. There are ostomy bag groups. And I just joined a couple weeks ago the APR type groups, the abdominal, perineal, like the flap, the butt flaps, the Barbie butt type groups. I joined that to kind of see. I've finally taken the time to look, and there were a couple of groups. So seeing what's out there about that and what questions people have, what people are asking about it, and again, so getting tips and tricks that way of, again, what can help me, is this normal, or other people going through this, and to do my part in helping. So going through this, kind of a negative experience, having gone through all this, at least I can do a positive and help others. So helping via the YouTube videos and helping being a part of these groups, and so learning myself and or being able to help others. So as they have questions and they're scared going through whatever, or something, they're having a procedure coming up, and asking like, what did you experience type of thing, and if there are things that I've gone through that I can answer and I can help those people out. And in fact, I asked about the group. So like, I'm gonna have my port out. What was your procedure? How did it go? Were you awake? Because some people are awake and some people are in the light anesthesia. Some people are completely out. So there are different procedures for that. And so that was very nice to have asked the question, and I got a good 20-30 responses on that, and everybody said it's going to be okay, it's going to be easy, and all that stuff, and what they went through. And it was like, okay, that made me feel better. And even my friend had said, it was just like, Jen, after all you've been through, and I'm like, yeah, having my abdomen cut open and all that, and having to get through healing on that, but it's still different, it's still an experience, and you don't know. And I'm like, they can't use my port if they're going to do any needle sticking IVs, which they didn't have to do that. They just gave me the anesthesia shot, and that was even better than expected. So, but it was reassuring to see all that. So I also recommend that. If you haven't been part of a support group, find some support. If you don't want to go through Facebook, there are some websites and stuff that are out there also. There was one that was on Facebook called Colon Town. They moved to their own website to make it a little bit more, was it protective type of that, with people that are going onto the website that you kind of have to sign up for, so that they know through, it's not bots, it's not things like that. And as far as like Facebook, kind of you have to friend some people to get into some groups and stuff, so like on there you wouldn't have to do that. A little more private. But there are groups like that also that you can go and join and get the help needed or questions. And obviously YouTube, there's all the videos that are out there that can help that way too. So again, I hope you guys are all healthy. I hope that these videos have helped. If you have any questions, same, let me know. I will help if I can. And let you know that, again, it's all going to be okay. No matter what's going on, right? Go through the storm. You get the rainbow afterwards. Life is good. So on that note, I hope you guys are all doing well, and you're healthy, and keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye. Oh wait, I forgot. I can't do that yet. I have my cupcake here. I'll say another goodbye. I was trying to find a poop emoji cupcake because I thought, oh, that would just be the best for this video. I had seen one once at the store and I was like, really? A poop emoji cupcake? Who would want that? And I was like, oh yeah, no, me, I want one. I've seen people celebrate their stoma's birthdays. And it's kind of like, okay, well, my colostomy was born because I'd had the ileostomy, but then I changed it to the colostomy. So the colostomy was born on the same day. So I got a regular cupcake anyways, and I sprinkled some cocoa powder around there and put a little chocolate Hershey's Kiss on there to kind of make it look more like kind of like poo. Celebrating my stoma's birthday, Rosie's birthday. Woo! And again, the 2-year journey, 2-year anniversary, right? Let's celebrate the anniversary, celebrate life. All is good, because why not? As I said, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for all the support. I'm grateful for all you guys who have sent your prayers and your good wishes, and you still do, and I so appreciate that. So, we gotta have a bite of cupcake. So nice. All right, here we go. Happy anniversary. Happy life. Cheers. Can I eat this and not look icky? Get it all over my mouth. Oh. That's a big cupcake. Yum.